Good afternoon and welcome to another session. Today we are actually marking a major milestone in the course. We are getting ready to leave the personal module and enter into the professional module. So this is a fascinating area, obviously, and it's something that touches on each of our lives in some way, shape, or form. But let's go ahead and review in brief just why we needed information in our personal lives. Essentially, it was critical for the functioning of democracy. It allowed for deliberation to take place. Additionally, it generated informed citizens. By having access to information, citizens could then better make decisions that impacted their lives and their political structures within which they operated. And additionally, it also allowed for individuals to make decisions that pertain to themselves, to their family, etc. All of which are something that we do on a daily basis, hopefully now on a more informed basis. But why do we need information in our professional lives? That's going to be the topic of our next module. Essentially, information in our professional lives allows us to solve problems that the profession faces, no matter what profession it is. You can be an accountant, you can be a welder, you can be an pilot, you could be a business individual. No matter what profession you're in, you will have need of information because your profession is going to ask you to solve some potential problem or issue. Additionally, information in the professions is going to allow you to make decisions that will benefit the profession or the employer. You don't want to, make poor decisions when you're in your particular field of choice. So thus it allows you to make an informed decision that will benefit them, no matter what approach that may be. Additionally, information in the professions is going to allow you to gain expertise within your chosen profession and also contribute to the profession overall. Never let it be said that just because you're in a profession or whatnot, that your access to information and your learning stops on the day that you graduate from college. That is not true. Within the professions, you are constantly seeking out new forms of information, new ways of doing things. You need to know the reporting structure. You need to know what's happening in your field in order to stay competitive or current, or just to stay informed on the best practices that flow through that particular profession. So there's an attachment that's included at the bottom of the posting for this particular video segment, and it contains some great visuals that actually cover employer expectations of recent college graduates that they hire and where the college graduates actually fall in their ability to meet these expectations. It's both informative and a little shocking at the same time. So if you look at the attachment that I included there, employers valued greatly by 83% the ability to work in a team. That's one of the number one things that they're looking for. Teamwork, collaborative initiatives, etc. are an essential part of any profession. Additionally, at 68%, employers valued the ability of their employees to locate, organize, and evaluate information from multiple sources. Additionally, critical thinking ranked really high on the scale of employer desired characteristics for new or future employees. Unfortunately, if we look at these statistics, we'll also see that 64% of students think that they're really good within their ability to locate, organize, and evaluate information from multiple sources. However, when they're faced with the real life, real world environment, that professional environment, only 29% of employers found that their new hires had those particular skills. That's a really scary statistic. So the employer expectation could be the ability to make decisions and solve problems. Now, how are we going to reach that? What strategies can we develop to meet those expectations? So in this case, that ability to make decisions and solve problems, What we're going to work on is we're going to work on our ability, students' ability to reflect and to analyze, okay? This is going to help develop a way to create answers that solve the problem and or make the decision. A second employer expectation is that ability to work in a team. Remember, that came in at 83% as a desired characteristics. How are we going to develop a strategy? We're going to cultivate relationships with coworkers, with our peers, with our other fellow students, etc., to learn the ropes and work together, okay? Just because you have to work with them doesn't mean you have to like them, but it does mean that you need to respect them while within that work environment. A very critical piece, because you're going to work with individuals from all walks of life, all backgrounds and experiences, and every decision, every process that they engage with is probably going to be filtered through that lens of experience that they have, just as your decision-making process is filtered through your own experiences. A third characteristic that employers really value is that ability to plan, to organize, and to prioritize. A strategy to meet that expectation is to understand that project deadlines are real. Oftentimes in the business environment, if a deadline is given to you, they don't care how hard you have to work or how many hours you have to log in to meet that deadline. Oftentimes in the business environment, deadlines are not flexible, okay? Or at least they should be respected, to the point that if you know you're not going to meet a deadline, that needs to be communicated well in advance of the actual deadline itself. There's a big adjustment for new college graduates that they need to adjust to the speed and pace of working in a professional world, and also to develop a sense of urgency. It's just part of life. My professional background is internal audit, and that was a really big key that individuals needed to maintain, understand, and learn, because there are significant monetary decisions that could be impacted because of the fact that a deadline was not met. You could lose contracts, you could actually have a waterfall effect of negative impact if an IT deployment doesn't go out on time, etc. So it can cause chain reactions. So within the professional environment, recognize the fact that there's a sense of urgency, the deadlines are real and must be respected, and also that you need to respect that working environment too, and try to work within the deadlines that both you or others may have. Additionally, a fourth expectation of employers is to demonstrate openness to learning and curiosity. Okay, it's kind of that lifelong learner. We're always inquisitive. We're always, seeking new or better ways of doing things. So a really important strategy to meet that employer expectation is to pay attention to the news and current events, as they oftentimes will provide broad knowledge that can help create flexibility in thinking that will help you then solve the particular problem of your profession. A fifth element or characteristic that employers want to see in their new hires is patience. Okay, they want to see a demonstration of patience, also persistence and thoroughness when solving information problems. No half-baked ideas here. What they really want to see is extensive research that shows that you fully explored the information problem or information need, as it may be called, and that way you can actually say that you see all the potential answers or potential pitfalls, and then determine the best case that you want to apply to your particular situation. It shows quality in your thinking, and also that your work then will help others with their decision-making process, because it's extremely thorough and detailed in nature. A sixth element or characteristic that employers want to see in their new hires is use of a wide range of resources, whether it's been people, internal documentation, print sources, electronic sources that are specific to the profession, the internet, etc. They want to see a broad swath of information being reviewed, as that then makes sure that you capture all the potential answers or information related to your information need. So that way to strategize to meet that is once again, that will show thoroughness on your part as a researcher, and that you actually understand the needs of your profession or your employer, and that information can also come from people around you too. It does not just have to be a physical document or a set of data statistics and so forth. You can actually talk to your colleagues, your peers, etc., as they might have information that's relevant to your particular situation. So that's just a brief introduction into the information literacy needs of employers. Please do take a look at that visual graphic that I attached to this particular posting, as it contains a lot of additional information that is quite interesting for you to peruse and understand, as many of you may be thinking about professions, moving into professions, or may already be well established within a profession. It's good to see kind of what the emerging trends are as far as desired employee characteristics. So if you're on a hiring team or making those decisions also, you know what to be looking for in your new recruits. Thank you so much. Also, as part of this, make sure that you read the Shirky article that I'm attaching to. So you're going to have two attachments, one of which is going to be this visual of the desired characteristics of new college graduates, and then the second is going to be a relatively short article by Clay Shirky on professions. It's really quite fascinating. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later.